areas. By Friday, if we haven't made significant progress and we're just too far apart, the president is prepared to take executive action and on those two items.
And the two items are unemployment and eviction. Notice FICA is left out of that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So if you want to know where, I just wanted to see what Meadows had said on it yesterday to see if, because I noticed that it didn't seem like the FICA was gaining ground.
Right, yeah, like I said, it's not like one of the political winners. It is effective, by the way. I do agree with doing it if you're going to do something to spur growth. But certainly priority over that would be the eviction
well, it would also be the criticism.
Situation.
It would all be the criticism that he would get from Democrats. See, he's weakening Social Security, and some conservative Republicans would be saying the same thing.
Sure.
We should not be doing that to Social Security. So maybe they decide to back off on that.
Could be that number of things, because it seems so clouded right now. I mean, everything is just so chaotic right now. The money's been flowing, and then all of a sudden it's stopping, right? And then all of a sudden the evictions are back in play. And it changes dramatically in a matter of 1 or 2 weeks for families all over the country. So you look at what the immediate effect is, and you look to take, immediate action to make sure that doesn't happen. I do wonder where the president on an executive order level would come in, how much he has in terms of the funding, how much he could afford, and for how long. In other words, per week. What does he have available to him in those existing funds? Because that will also, because if it comes back and he only has, $300 a week, it's better than zero, but is it a political winner for him? I believe it is, but do the families out there that are getting were getting the unemployment at $600 per week, do they believe it?
Your official election 2020 station. KBOI News starts now.
President Trump signed executive orders to provide additional financial support to Americans hard hit by the coronavirus pandemic, including an extension of an eviction moratorium.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development will also provide financial assistance to struggling renters and homeowners and work with landlords and lenders to keep Americans safely in their homes. So we don't want people being evicted.
Eastman Kodak's $765 million loan agreement with the U.S. government to produce pharmaceutical ingredients has been put on hold due to recent allegations of wrongdoing. That is according to the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation. America's Got Talent Simon Cowell broke his back while testing his new electric bike at his home in California, and he was expected to undergo surgery. Cowell was said to be doing okay. I'm Barbara Cusack.
You can't afford to miss the big news.
The president is right to be frustrated with Congress. He's coming to the realization that perhaps some of our Democrats within the House and the Senate are not serious about compromise.
I couldn't help but thinking when we were at the table that what they were offering us was Sophie's choice.
Only one station covers it all.
Good news that the jobless rate is coming down. It is still higher than the worst of the Great Recession.
News Talk 670 KBOI.
Hey, Alice, where are you going?
I'm going for a run on that road between those two fields over there.
Roads between fields are private property and not public land.
What? I didn't know that.
While it seems innocent enough that you're just going running on a road between fields, that road is private property. And if you don't have permission to be on that road, it's trespassing. And it's against the law.
Be a good neighbor and don't trespass. A message from the Treasure Valley's Farm Bureaus.
I love my husband, but I'm so angry he chooses alcohol over us. I'm glad I tried Al-Anon. Do you worry about someone's drinking? Al-Anon can help. Call 866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Empowering people out of poverty, helping kids to shine. There's nothing quite like it. In World Vision, we want every kid everywhere to grow into who God created them to be. We know that you do too. Learn more at worldvision.org.
Shapiro.
Other countries are now experiencing unrest in the streets over lockdown. This sort of stuff has been happening all over the world because it turns out that when you lock hundreds of millions of people indoor for months on end and tell them that in order to be safe from a virus, that large...
Ministry.org. On our website, there's a page. It gives us our radio schedule. It gives you our announcements. It tells you how you can listen and...
Tatagal na tawag dito. Nag-movie marathon kami dalawa ni XYL. Siguro nakadalawa kami after habang kumakain ng nandito. You can meet those three things and you can be happy with it. That's what I've done. And I've lived here in the islands here since 1969. And I came through here in 1965 aboard an aircraft carrier. And I went over to the, the Southeast Asia war games that was going on, and just wiring, kept that guy a stripe on something that's all normal part of being an amateur, So, but yeah, there's a little. My friends and steppers have had a few problems over the years. So, one of my friends 3 times. Another friend of mine went down there as well with me to redo the control box and recheck some wiring and that. But that's okay. But yeah, they're reliable 99%.
Here is W7GHQE. Whiskey 7 Golf Quebec Echo. W7GQE in Northeast Oregon, calling 75 meters AM. Hello 75, hello CQ. Hello CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ calling CQ 75 meters. Here is W7G.
Performance on that antenna. It's a really good antenna. Yeah, I'd really love to be able to build one of those. That'd be awesome. Yeah, the problem is they want like $1,700 for the 4 elements. I find that, a lot of that's R&D, but oh man. Well, anytime I need money for my ham radio, I just pimp out my girlfriend.
About this unemployment cards. They're basically like my industry. I'm in the concert production industry. They basically got me shut down. So if they're going to shut me down, why should I only get 80% of my salary? Otherwise, let me go back to work or compensate me for 100% of it. Also, these other businesses that are able to go back to work, retail, these sort of things, why give them extra at all? Why not give them the basic unemployment so they could go back to work?
So I'm not sure where you're standing, because how it was written as to what you were saying is not, it seems, what you're saying. What you're saying is that that you shouldn't get 80%, you should get 100% of your, because of COVID, you should get 100%.
Well, because they're basically telling me I can't go back to work.
Okay, that's not how it was. Okay, I thought you were going to say that the 600 is not fair to those who took pay cuts.
But you're talking about different levels of government. The action that shuts you down is either the county or the city or the state that closed business. The federal government did not close your business.
Right. Well, I can't. I'm in the concert production business. We can't do concerts. We can't gather. I was the first one out of this and probably the last one to come back. And I'm just saying, if they're talking about cutting it down to 67% of my salary, well, But then again, I understand. I don't want to keep this whole $600 a week going for everybody. Somebody in retail probably don't make $600 a week in the first place.
Oh, yeah, some people are making a lot more money than they were making more money not to work. And the whole point in the government is there's 5 million jobs that are open right now. Just because you're in the job that you like right now and are shut down shouldn't mean that there shouldn't be an incentive in the unemployment system for you to get another job.
There's basic unemployment. If they just stick with that, if your industry is open and you can go back to work, why not just cut back to the basic unemployment to incentivize those to go back to work? But
unemployment doesn't work for just your industry. It doesn't.
No, I get it. But
right.
say you're in the retail business and your regular unemployment is $150, $200 a week.
Right.
But they're giving you an extra $600. You probably normally don't make $300, $400. Now you're making $700, $800.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we've covered that.
If that industry is open, then why not just for those industries that are open? Why don't those people in those industries just get their basic unemployment so they go back to work?
Well, it's not
industries that have been shut down.
Right. It's not. Unemployment benefits aren't about being industry specific. I mean, I know what you're getting at, but that's not how unemployment works. I mean, there are if you have other skills, you are capable of, if they deem that you are capable of, working another job. It may not be in the same industry. Then that's
I've been in this industry for 45 years.
Sure,
I've done nothing else.
I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. No, I've done nothing else, but I've done radio and retail, but I for the most part, since I was in high school, I've done radio. So I get.
I understand that. I'm sorry. I understand that unemployment doesn't work that way, but unemployment also doesn't normally work where you get an extra $600 either.
Yeah.
So I mean,
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't normally work that way. But remember, though, and I think the best point is one that Eric just made, is that your state isn't offering you to cover it, and it's the state and the local government that is making the decisions.
Yeah.
The federal government hasn't made any of these decisions to close down your industry.
But they're paying the extra. So if you have an issue with your state shutting you down and you believe, okay, they should extend their benefits, then that is something that is in line. But the federal benefits are on top of that and are separate because they have taken no action against you or any industry in shutting it down. Aside from the travel industry, the international travel industry and the airliners, or the airlines, you could certainly make that case because they've been limited in how much profits they can make because international travel has been limited.
Good point. Didn't think about that.
All right, Danny. Thanks. You.
Appreciate it. Look,
we'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Yeah, and I hope you get back. But you and I were just talking about the concert industry to begin with when you're talking about the Rockettes.
Right. Yeah.
And then you ask, he goes, this is getting to the point where Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the Christmas show that many people go to.
Right.
And it's like, they're not going to play.
They're not going to play. Look, they have to have these venues booked.
By the way, they haven't said that yet.
They haven't officially said that. But you have to book the venues. They have to, in order to schedule the tour, you have to book those venues. And those venues aren't going to be reopened. And so that's why you saw Radio City Music Hall announce that the Rockettes show is not going to happen. But then, you and I were having the discussion again off air about that. And I have a number of people, being a musician myself, I have a number of friends who work in the concert industry, technicians, guitar technicians. My neighbor, Aaron, who's been out of work and he's worked for big names all of his, career. I have friends who are lighting technicians, same thing, and they're sitting at home. One friend sitting at home in Nashville. Now, he retired or semi-retired. He's more of a consultant these days, but nonetheless, he doesn't have that income coming in from consulting, and we know. I mean, I would love to see the concerts back open. I'd love to see fans back in the seats, but it's likely not going to happen anytime this calendar year. It probably won't happen before full deployment of a vaccine. And while I've gotten some emails on your confidence in the vaccine is misplaced, well, I'm not putting confidence in the vaccine. I'm saying that other people will, and that's when they'll start reopening things if they have confidence in the vaccine. I personally don't make any comments about the vaccine, whether it will work or not.
Right, I'm going to say whoever said that isn't listening to the show.
Yeah, don't listen to don't or state leaders reopen even further. But the point is that you're not going to on the unemployment too. You're not going to see this carry on further than the end of the year, and I think the end of the year, by the way. Really past the election is all they care about, whether it's the White House or Capitol Hill. The fact of the matter is, though, you've got to get people through the end of the year. In other words, close this door, give them some security, and say, okay, you'll qualify for this on a limited basis between now and December 31st. But at the beginning of the year, we're going to see a fairly steep cliff event, and I don't know where that bottom is.
Well, if you look go back to unemployment again, the federal government isn't looking at it like we need to cater to each individual person.
Right.
One of the things, well, some of the federal government is, the conservatives are looking at it saying, look, have a reasonable unemployment. People are cutting back on their spending anyway. But we will help the states to give them additional unemployment to maybe you have 5 million jobs, as they announced, that aren't filled a month ago.
Right.
Part of the reason is people are making more money to stay at home. And so they can't cater to each and every individual and say, okay, you get this amount because you're in this situation, or you get this amount because you're in this situation. They look at it and say, we've got to help people, but we've got to get the economy going. Yeah, that's the reality.
Right.
Of it. And one of the things that, we've talked about this overall with the labor force, and when we talk about legal immigration, that the president finally realized and started promoting it. In fact, the big blow-up he had that started the whole Jim Acosta thing is when he was telling Jim Acosta, and Jim was throwing all this stuff at him about illegal immigration, he said, well, no, we need legal immigration. We need workers. We are a society that is not going to have a baby. Well, we may have another baby boom.
I guess.
Well, we're not going to have another baby boom like we had post World War II, and we're not going to have women come into the did from the period of 1940 all the way through the the 1990s, where I believe more women actually work today than men in the workforce. That's not going to happen again. And so, if an economy is going to grow at 3% or 4% and do it, we will not have the workers. And we have seen such a tight labor market. And yes, it will increase salaries up to a point until, just like other raw materials, other things that industry needs, if the raw material of the worker is not there, they will have to go offshore.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And if the worker gets too expensive here, they will go offshore. So it's all that delicate balance, but one of the things that you do, that you worry about is a tight labor market. And if you have that many jobs that are open and can't be filled, the government looks at it and says, okay, we got to find a way to fill these jobs. Well, wait a minute, we're paying people more not to work. That's got to stop.
Yeah, it has to stop. If they extend that through December 31st, by the way, I will be surprised that if they extend it at 400 or 500 a week, I'll be surprised. Because you honestly, if you look at a partial unemployment, a $300 or $400 a week, you can sustain that again for so long. But the fact of the matter is, you're setting yourself up for a massive cliff event, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. Because if Trump wins, his administration has to take that on at the beginning of the year. And I don't know how you build a long-term plan out without some kind of incentive for people going back to work and employers hiring more people. And because I don't even know that the FICA tax does that. If you cut that in half. I just don't know what you do to incentivize it other than lowering it, like you said, to 80%, 70%, whatever it's going to be. 70 is what the GOP put out.
Yeah, 70 is what they're doing. And I think they're probably willing to negotiate as long as they understand the predicament they put themselves in by allowing the 600.
Yes, you shouldn't have come out big.
Right. I think I would guess they're probably looking to compromise to 90% because at least it would be fewer dollars.
Yes,
And then
it's some incentive.
Right.
It's not enough, but it's some incentive.
At least immediately, and then you would lower it as the months go by.
Yes, that you could build that in long term, yes.
But I think they're looking at it and says, we just can't sell to the business. We can't sell to the business community that more people will be making money not working than working.
Right. Right.
I think that's what they view as a tough sell.
Right.
866-90 Red Eye.
Lines open for your calls. 866-90 Red Eye on Red Eye Radio.
Check out all the latest in news, events, trekking information, and podcasts at Red Eye Radio's website at redeyeradioshow.com. That's Red Eye.
Our track transporter, because that gets back to what we were talking about earlier. What is the you? I mean, you could maybe replicate like a clone the various cells in your body, but are you going to capture that innate essence? And that's much more difficult. And the other thing that's sort of interesting to think about to sort of reframe how we see our body is just whose body is it? The latest estimates are that we have 1 trillion of what we would consider our cells and 10 trillion bacterial cells in our own body. So are we us, or are we merely a conveyance system for the 10 trillion bacteria that we're all toting around?
That messes with my head a bit too much. That's a bit too much. Let's go to first-time caller Rex in Alabama. Rex, welcome to Coast.
Thank you for taking my call. I had 2 questions. My first question is, once everybody's got computer chips and everything in their head, what's to stop bad actors from putting a virus in and killing everybody?
Oh, that's a great question. Paul.
Yeah, you talk about people, they hacked my PC and I can't use it.
Exactly.
Well, it's more of a problem if they hack your neocortex. And yeah, I mean, that's a very, very real concern. Anything that can be computerized and connected can in theory be hacked. And there's no sacred cows here. So yeah, you could zombify people. I mean, in a sort of, again, dystopian version, but that is a very real concern. The more things are connected, the more things are vulnerable.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. There's too many jokes and humor and memes on the internet when we're talking about viruses today and Microsoft but they are called a virus for a reason, right? And if we get a chipset, this is what really, really scares me. Anybody that is bored, any hacker, anybody that has knowledge of operating systems, and it could be something simple like Android, right? But if they want to hack your home, your baby monitors, or your refrigerators, that's one thing, and we know that that's entirely possible. But I don't know if we want our bodies hacked.
Yeah, I mean, if we go from the Internet of Things to the Internet of Beings, that's a very real risk. And there's a perfect corollary to that in the natural world. The spider wasp in Brazil is born, and it goes and finds right above the surface of the Amazon River a big spider. It lands on its back. It paralyzes the spider and latches and hatches its larva on the back of the spider. Then that night at midnight, the spider gets a chemical instruction set that tells it, instead of doing your normal web, just make one super thick strand, and at midnight stop forever. So that strand is thick enough to support the weight of the spider and the growing spider wasp larva on its back. That spider is paralyzed, but it's a perfect food source for the larva, which then hatch and go fly and find another spider to land on.
A zombie spider.
Yeah, with exact rule set that says you make this thick strand, and then at midnight you're done. And that's exactly what happened.
Thank you for the phone call, Rex, and thank you, Paul, for freaking me out 3 times in one segment. Let's go to Mike. Let's go out west. Let's go to Mike in Las Vegas, Nevada. Mike, welcome to Coast.
Thanks. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Paul. How you doing? It's an amazing conversation, and it's kind of freaking me out, too. But I want to comment on something Paul said just a few minutes ago. We're talking about the idea of how we're looking at this in our own linear way.
Ballpark dogs
And
shake some burgers from
I
Shake
personally
Shack
don't think there's any
Fries,
stopping.
nachos,
It's a runaway train. It's going to happen. But
Summer is on Uber Eats. Shake Shack is only available in select cities. See app for availability.
Copy. Do you want the air?
Negative.
Copy.
When it comes to working at Geico, our
Hello, Echo November. I heard you said
Mosquitoes.
I'm in Vallejo, California. Victor,
Don't let
Alpha,
mosquitoes
Lima,
ruin the
Lima,
moment.
Echo, Juliet,
Orchid, home is where the...
And answer tonight is Alpha, Bravo, Bravo. Thanks for doing the next time increase.
Hey, 3, go ahead.
Okay, well, I changed that.
For you, Impulse
and
3, 22900 Northeast Halsey, unit number 6.
Thanks for checking
Caller
in.
hearing a male and a child screaming and crying inside of an apartment here. Did hear a loud bang. And
Well, hello there, Ronald. Meowdo, your kitty cat's there. I think we're going to need some pictures. And good on you for getting the plastic dollar off the head of that one. I'm going to try Alpha, Charlie, please, tonight. 7-3 and thanks from KK6, IPR.
Yeah, that was just a sad sight. I mean, obviously it was trying to get something in a jar, and it just didn't realize it wouldn't be able to get it off its head. It was a big cat, and it didn't look malnourished, so it didn't have the jar on long, but, you know, I know of 2 days at least, so, but that's got to be terrifying for the poor kitty. Thinking, you know, how's he going to survive? Anyway, he got lucky this time. One of his lives are missing. Paul from Los Gatos.
There's only one whiskey that stood the test of time.
Information, reckless driver, westbound 94 at
Parkway. And great work with the cats.
Chevy
This
pickup,
is Paul
driving slow.
from Los Gatos, Spanish for the cats. And my swag tonight is Alpha Delta Alpha. 73 all stations. W6, pretty thick whiskers.
Well,
question, Fireworks, do you have AMR coming right now?
I just netted the cat.
Not
My
yet.
wife did the hard work by grabbing it.
We
when it
have
got out of the net,
injured officer
pulling
with
the
Delta
jug
that
off his
needs
head.
to be transported. Minor injury, so we're going to try to send him in the same ambulance, but we will need an ambulance coming. This time we're going to try to get him up near the injured officer that's with Lincoln Medic One.
Well, good evening to you, Ronald, and to the entire fantastic International Insomniac Trivia members out there. My selection is going to be one aardvark, one black bat, American, of course, and one catfish, K6WA.
Well, all American, of course. Thank you, Dave. Mike and Andrea from Valley Springs,
AA6TT. At the Safeway 1010 Southwest Jefferson Street. Message 5493 Baker, Soccer South Swan. And Engine 4,
Peter from
39
Santa Cruz,
Safeway 1010
KE6RAX.
Street. Message 5493 Baker, Soccer South Swan.
Alpha Bravo Charlie, this is Peter from Santa Cruz, Kilo Echo 6, Romeo
Injury
Alpha
to his
X-ray.
jaw.
73 is everyone.
Copy that. Are you good transporting both of them in a police vehicle?
Thank you very much.
I'm comfortable with that. If we can get them together, we can work on getting our injured officer up to you guys. He is ambulatory.
Okay, back to the net.
We'll coordinate from there.
Safety for GET. Implementation flutter. We do have 99 check-ins,
Give me that
35
fire
which
branch
were
wants to
email
cancel that ambulance then?
Benson from Seal Beach, K6.
For UN call 43820 Northeast 365 Avenue. Call says there's an unknown female in the backyard. Hearing her screaming and crying for help.
Outtake Alpha Bravo Charlie. Thanks for running in it. K6BN.
Call 43 from Stark Troutdale Road.
2357.
Got it. Actually, there was only 27 check-ins, not 36. The email. So the rest of them are all radio check-ins. So there's 100 on the sheet right now total. Dirk from Oakland, KN6JED.
This is Kilo November 6, Charlie Echo Delta. I'm going with Alpha Bravo Charlie 73. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Lewis from Foster City, KN6IYG.
Greetings, Ed. I'll also do the trend ABC Alpha Bravo Charlie. This is Kilo November 6 in the Yankee Golf. Thank you for running the net. 73, all back to control.
I tell you, Lewis, I'd be looking for a vanity if I were you. That's a tough one. Mine was, my original one was pretty tough. Let me think if I can remember it. KK4YFP. That was just so hard to say. I just had to get a new vanity, and look at what was there. K4G.
Go ahead for 158.
Mike from Fremont.
For UN 156 2341 Northwest Stanley Avenue. Callers I keep home drunk and verbal, but escalating now.
I'm going to go with that Jackson 5 trend 73. Have a good night.
Okay, we still in line with him, and can you separate from her?
Well, Mike, we're going to give you the award for the first person that
find out.
brought up the Jacksons. All right, have a good one. Dave from Los Gatos, N6BMG.
I'm going to go with Alpha Bravo Charlie and 6BMG.
Very well. And Ruben from Turlock, California.
And 158. Our female subject is going to be a Sarah Wiley, 39. White female, white t-shirt, blue jeans. Vicky's particular caller. Did say no weapons involved at this point.
Good morning, Ronald. And hello to everybody on the net.
Okay, and has the call taker told him to exit the house?
I am here in Turlock, California. And tonight, Ronald,
Just waiting on an answer.
Guess we're going to go with the trend as well. ABC, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie for me, please, sir.
Now you never have to miss a deal at others markets. Just check out our weekly ad online.
134 copy of Vander's clear. It's midnight. And 158, our caller tried to separate, went outside, and the female is following him.
Copy, thank you.
111. Five Sam 96. I apologize. I see you picked up that on one. Do you want another car?
I'm okay.
Copy. 111. And 158. Our caller's back in the house. Female is now walking southbound on Stanley with a backpack.
Copy.
111.
158. Are we offline with the caller so I can call in myself?
We are not, but I can have him hang up.
Please do, thank you.
138, I'm out with the mail.
Female at 24th and Aubrey.
148, copy. With the female 24 and Aubrey.
56, I'll go to 48.
156, thank you.
Your new workout routine. Did you overdo it and now have unwanted pain? Good news.
With a couple Sunrise Park, you need to cover.
Therapy's licensed.
All of us.
Copy, 444.
Three, half one.
One 138, Techman, please.
Both.
Five ball 5-3.
5 ball 5-3.
The caller's saying the target location is actually going to be one house south of hers, so we're going to go check that address.
House south is 710 on 365.
North wind 20 to 25 knots. Gusts to 30 knots in the evening. Wind waves north 5 feet at 7 seconds. Northwest swell 6 feet at 12 seconds. Monday, north wind 15 to 20 knots. Gusts at 25 knots, becoming 20 knots in the afternoon. Isolated stronger gusts possible south of Tillamook Bay. Wind waves north 4 feet at 5 seconds. Northwest swell 6 feet at 11 seconds. Monday night, northwest wind 15 to 20 knots. Wind waves northwest 4 feet at 5 seconds. Northwest swell 8 feet at 11 seconds. Forecast for the waters from Cape Shorewater, Washington to Cascade Head, Oregon, out 10 nautical miles. Small craft advisory in effect through Monday afternoon. Rest of tonight, north wind 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Wind waves north 4 feet at 5 seconds. Northwest swell 6 feet at 9
Information
seconds.
out of Oregon City.
I'm a help.
They had an armed robbery at Highway 213 and I-205. Or used a gun to take an orange Chevy Cruze, Oregon plate 807, Lincoln George Lincoln. Working on a scene for the vehicle now. Information at 888.
Sunday night.
Dealer locator link to
25 knots, easing to 15 to 20 knots after midnight. Wind waves north 4 feet at 6 seconds. Northwest swell 5 feet at 12 seconds. Monday, north wind 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 25 knots. Wind waves north 4 feet at 5 seconds.
Last week was it
swell 5 feet at 11 seconds.
total?
Monday night.
Yeah, that was a record. My previous one was 160.
Craig
Craig from Gladstone,
Kings Garden Apartments 2700 Northeast 205. Caller lives in 227. So Senegal, boyfriend's car window smashed out. Secondhand, the subject using a crowbar was last seen going towards the entrance of the apartment. Unknown race male, possibly late teens, black hat, white shirt.
Thank you, Craig. I think that just proves a lot of people have sleep apnea.
Do you want another car?
They can't sleep at night, so they're checking into the radio.
If he's already going, I'll area check in advice.
On Oregon,
Captain AAA.
Casey 6QKT.
9 seconds. Sunday, north wind 20 to
148, I will be 1063 with this female half of this back to her residence.
Last of their hall passed the last week, so
7 feet at 13 seconds.
Via email.
One for a copy, AAA.
Oregon did. Daniel from Newburgh, Oregon. KJ7NUY.
Good morning or good evening. This is KJ7NUY, Daniel in Newburgh.
One by you can be clear.
Have a great
AAA.
Wind waves north 5 feet at 7 seconds. Northwest swell.
Thank you, sir. We're almost at the end of the regular roll call. It's coming. Jeff from Bend, Oregon. KE7ACY.
Wind waves north 4
Good evening, Ronald. This is Jeff, K7ACY, good old Bend, Oregon. I'm going to go with Alpha Bravo Charlie this evening. Thank you. Thanks for doing the net. K7ACY, back to net.
Rest of tonight, north wind 20 to 25 knots.
Jeff.
To 30 knots late in the evening.
Okay, I'll keep it
Wind waves north 5 feet at 7 seconds.
Probably wouldn't go over very well. Jeannie and David from Amboy, Washington. W7LJY, W7TGY.
Good evening. This is David and Jeannie, W7DGY and RJY. Today we'll both take American Broadcasting Company.
Northwest swell 6 feet at 11 seconds. Sunday night, north wind 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30 knots.
Well, we got both you in. Have a swell evening. Jerry from Cedar Woody, Washington, KG70X.
Monday, north wind 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 25 knots. Wind waves north.
He started all this. Now I think there's 3 people from Cedar Woody, like John. KI7TOY.
North wind 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 25 knots.
Kilo India 7 Tango Oscar Yankee Indian Rolls and other Insomniac everywhere. Triple Alpha. KI7TOY, John from Cedar Washington, Triple.
This is NOAA Weather Radio Station KIG98, broadcasting on 162.9.
All right, cool. And there was another one that I don't have on my list yet, but I heard her last night. Maybe she'll be here tonight. Cedar Willie as well. Now we're going to take a trip to Meadow Lakes, Alaska, KL4RCS.
Weather observations at midnight. Astoria, it was clear.
Good evening, Ronald Maldinet. This is KL4RCS in Meadow Lakes, Alaska. Richard Kudjoe. Tonight we'll go with Alaska's beautiful country. Come up and visit sometime. Thanks for doing the net. And 7-3.
North Bend, clear. Temperature 57. Wind north at 16. Pressure 30.
I would love to. You know, it is a beautiful country, and it's on my bucket list, so one of these days. Take care.
North at 8. Portland,
Paul from Willow, Alaska. Gale 70S.
Northwest at 13. Pressure 30.21 inches and rising. Scappoose clear. Temperature 59. Wind north at 10.
Well, through's back.
Clear.
Lorenzo from Anchorage. KK4, red, yellow, green.
Salem clear. Temperature 59. Wind north at 7. Pressure 30.20.
And last but not least, Mike from Capitola. KM6IKE.
Temperature 60. Wind northwest at 10. Eugene clear.
And here I am.
60.
I'm going to go with the alphabet. A, B, C, Mike, KM6, IKE. Take care now.
Temperature 71.
118.
Wind north at 8.
Thanks, Mike. So,
for UN 138, Taco Bell, 205 Northeast Burnside Road. I'm sorry, it's actually across the street at a closed business called Scrubbies. Subject throwing items around, kicking items, throwing stuff, punching. Could be a female, dark hoodie, shorts, backpack. Looks like now she's trying to break the glass of the windows of the multiple food carts.
Pressure 30.08 inches and rising. Pendleton
or Kevin from Salem, Oregon. K1DIN.
Southwest at 9. Pressure 30.08.
Yeah, good evening. Or morning.
Clear.
This is Kevin. Giving you that as easy as ABC there. 73 stall. On my way back home from having some fun today. 73 stall, K1, VIN, Salem, Oregon.
Northwest wind 5 to 15 miles an hour.
All right, don't be like California and have your power and water turned off. I heard that they're doing that to anybody who has large gatherings. And you're back on the regular roll call list, Kevin. Mario from La Habra, it's your turn to get back on a regular roll call list. KF6, YPB.
Northwest after midnight. Monday, sunny. Highs 85 to 90. Northwest wind 5 to 15 miles an hour.
I guess you can't do it 2 weeks in a row. We understand. David from Anaheim, W6DJS.
Wind 5 to 15 miles an hour.
And 118, our female's now throwing bottles or something similar at passing cars. She's now in the middle of the road.
High 75 to 80. High and low temperature.
Racing hell here under the table. Sahara from Westminster. Sarah, I'm sorry, from Westminster. KM6HF.
Tuesday night, mostly clear. Lows around 50. Wednesday.
And we'll be out with her in front of the car wash.
High 75 to 80.
I'll be with her in front of the car wash.
KI7WIR.
Lows 50 to 55. Thursday, partly cloudy. High 75
Alex
to 80.
from College Station, Texas. KI5CLW.
Lows around 55. Friday, mostly sunny. Highs 80 to 85. Friday night, mostly clear.
So that's it so far for
Saturday,
check-ins.
sunny in the morning.
127 on the sheet. We're going to later miss the regular roll call list, and then we'll move to visitors right after that. So please hang in there, and we'll get to you soon. So later miss the regular roll call list. Suffix of your call sign twice, phonetically, please.
Sunday, mostly
Packing my stairs. Packing my stairs.
West wind 5 to 10 miles an hour.
Hotel Zulu Delta. Hotel Zulu Delta.
Lows 55 to 60. Southwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour.
Tango Whiskey.
Monday, sunny. Highs 85 to 90. West
Wait,
wind 5 to 10 miles an hour.
Wait,
Gusts to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly clear. Lows around 55. West wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Gusts to 20 miles an hour in the evening.
148, what's my report here?
Partly cloudy in the morning.
Copy, 4, 0015.
Highs around 80. High and low temperatures at Cascade Locks. Tonight, 56. Sunday, 83.
Alrighty, we'll start with that. And first we have Bill from Los Angeles, K6 packing my seat.
Forecast for the foothills of the North Oregon Cascade.
Good morning, Ronald. This is Bill, K6. Packing my set with one Alabama Slammer, one bourbon, and one cognac.
75 to 80. Northwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear.
Thanks, Bill, and as always, don't drink and drive, folks.
Wind 5 to 10 miles
Next
an hour.
was Jared, Verdone, Texas, W5HBS.
Highs 80 to 85.
W5HBS, howdy from College Station. Don't know what happened on the VHF side, but I'm on the UHF side. Anyway, my answers are Alpha Bravo Charlie. Alpha Bravo Charlie. 73, back to the net.
Highs 70 to 75. Forecast for the mountains of the northern Oregon Cascades from the Columbia Gorge to Mackenzie Pass tonight.
And HCD, Mark, I don't have you on my list right now, so just hang in there. We'll get you when visitors come in.
Sunny.
Okay, thank you. And then let's move to Dave from...
wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear. Free air freezing level 15,000 feet.
The spreadsheet.
East wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Monday, sunny.
Okay, Dave from Long Beach, KG7LYI.
15,000 feet.
KG6LYI.
Northwest 5 to 10 miles an hour in the afternoon.
You're supposed to be. I didn't hear my name call up there in the members section, but anyway, us to the Alpha Bravo Charlie thing. I had that from the very beginning. KG6LY. Have a good weekend, Bravo. See you.
High and low temperatures at government.
Dave, I made a special announcement about pilots. I talked about you and gave you lots of opportunity. You must have dozed. You're in now, so that's all that counts. Take care, man.
Lows 50 to 55.
Let me see.
North wind 5 to 15 miles an hour.
Hank and Judy.
Near beaches and headlands, gusts to 30 miles an hour in the evening.
Come on now.
Sunday, most
there you go. WHCW and KG6 and IM.
Like wind coming northwest 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts to 30 miles an hour in the afternoon. Sunday night, mostly clear. Lows around 55.
Yeah, we're going to take the
northwest wind
popular Alpha Bravo Charlie tonight.
To 30 miles an hour
We just didn't have any other choices. All right, back to you.
Monday,
Have a fun
mostly sunny. Highs around 70. Northwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, increasing to 10 to 15
Thanks, Hank.
miles an
Say
hour.
hi to Judy when she gets up.
25 miles an hour in the afternoon. Sunday night, partly cloudy.
AJC, I don't have you on here, so you'll just have to wait a moment. Get you in there when we get to visitors.
Headlands, gusts to 30 miles an hour in the evening. Tuesday, partly cloudy.
John from Liverpool, England, 2E0EMQ.
High and low temperatures at Astoria. Tonight, 53. Sunday, 70.
This is John 2E0EMQ Liverpool from a nice hot sunny Sunday. I'm going to go Alpha Bravo Charlie ABC. That's one heck of a list doing. Good job on the 2E0EMQ.
Washington to Florence, Oregon, and westward 60 nautical miles.
Thank you, John. Okay, let's do one more round of later miss from the regular roll call list. Subject recipient call sign twice phonetically, please. This is Cape
South Oregon coast. This will result in
Mike India X-ray, Mike India X-ray, and Mike India X-ray.
The waters from Cape Shorwater, Washington to Cascade Head, Oregon, out 10 to 60 nautical miles.
Okay, I got Mike India X-ray, but didn't really need to do it twice. There was so much you covered up which I didn't get. Would you like to try again?
Gusts to 25 knots late in the evening. Wind waves
Juliet Tango November. Juliet Tango November.
9 seconds.
I didn't hear a later miss numbers section, and I just missed you this evening. So we would like to go for Alpha Bravo Charlie tonight for N7 SRQ and W7MIS. Back to net control.
Sunday night, north wind 20 to 25 knots.
Yeah, I wasn't quite there yet, but we got you down. And
wind
thanks
waves
for checking
north 5 feet at 7 seconds. Northwest swell 6 feet at 12 seconds. Monday, north wind 15 to 20 knots.
Yeah, there.
Gusts at 25 knots, becoming 20 knots in the afternoon.
Aaron from Chino, KN6JTN.
Wind waves north 4 feet at 5 seconds.
KN6JTN, I'm going to go with Alpha Bravo Charlie.
Northwest wind 15 to 20 knots. Wind waves northwest 4 feet.
Yeah, Aaron, I already had that down for you. We checked it via email. We had you down for ABC already. Thank you. Okay, so let's switch over now to visitors. And hang on just 1 second. Let me bring up
tonight. North wind 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Wind waves north 4 feet.
AJZ. Can I have your complete call sign, name, and address?
9 seconds. Sunday, north wind 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 25 knots, rising to 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30 knots in the afternoon. Wind waves north 4
Alpha,
Ronald, do you refer to if it is a hotel Delta, easing to 15 to 20 knots after midnight. Wind waves north 4 feet at 6 seconds. Northwest swell 5 feet at 12 seconds. Monday, north wind 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 25 knots. Wind waves north 4 feet at 5 seconds.
We have you down,
Northwest swell 5 feet
you're,
at 11 seconds.
we're not to you yet. We're trying to get AJZ right now, and then we'll get you right after. So, AJZ, last chance. Call sign name and answer,
3 feet at 4 seconds. Northwest swell 7 feet at 12 seconds.
Kilo Delta 8 Alpha Zulu Whiskey
Small craft advisory in effect through Monday evening. West of tonight, north wind 20 to 25 knots. Gusts to 30 knots late in the evening. Wind waves north 5 feet at 7 seconds. Northwest swell 8 feet at 9 seconds. Sunday, north wind 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30 knots. Wind waves north 6 feet at 8 seconds. Northwest swell 7 feet at 13 seconds.
Thanks, Richard. We got you down, and we'll be looking forward to hearing you next Saturday evening, so we can put you on a regular roll call list. And have a good evening. Next, we had Mark. I think you're still in Apache Junction. Is that correct, Mark? KG7HCD.
Wind waves north 5 feet at 7 seconds. Northwest swell 6 feet at 11 seconds. Monday night, north wind 15 to 20 knots. Gusts at 25 knots in the evening.
This is Kilo Juliet 7 Hotel Wind Delta, Mark in Concrete, Washington. I'm going to go with AJZ Alpha Bravo Charlie.
Miles, small craft advisory in effect through Monday evening. West of tonight, north wind 20 to 25 knots.
All right, Mark. Yeah, we had you in the
knots late in the evening.
We had you in the area where you've been dropped off the list, so I had you down as the other one. We fixed it to concrete, and we'll be looking forward to hearing you on Saturday so we can get you back on a regular roll call list. Thanks for checking in. Okay, so we're going to open us up to visitors, and I'm sorry this is running so late, but hopefully we can get this done quickly. This is Ronald K. Witchy. I need you to give the suffix of your call sign twice with phonetics. I would say Golf Echo Tango, Golf Echo Tango. And please remember, when you key up, wait a second and then give me your suffix of your call sign. And then I'll call you in order. So visitors to the net, suffix of your call sign twice phonetically, please.
Northwest swell 6 feet at 11 seconds. Monday night, north wind.
November Whiskey Sierra. November Whiskey Sierra.
20 knots after midnight.
Tango, Oscar, Romeo. Tango, Oscar, Romeo.
This is NOAA Weather Radio Station KIG 98, broadcasting on 162.550 megahertz near Portland, Oregon. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service in Portland, Oregon. The current time is 12:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Hourly weather observations at midnight. Astoria, it was clear. Temperature 59 degrees. Wind northwest at 14 miles an hour.
This is Brent from Austin, Texas, WA5NWS.
Newport, clear. Temperature 55. Wind north at 6.
Yes, sir. This is Whiskey Alpha 5, November Whiskey Sierra.
57.
My answers will be Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Benjamin.
Partly cloudy. Temperature 60. Wind north at 8. Portland, clear. Temperature 62.
Thank you. And DOR, it's your call sign, name, and answers, please.
Pressure 30.21 inches and rising.
Kilo India 7, Tango Oscar Romeo, Dale, Dale Washington, Alpha, Charlie, Alpha.
Temperature 58. Wind northwest at 12.
Okay, see, I knew we had another one from Cedar Willie. I heard you last night. We'll be looking forward to hearing you again next Saturday so we can add you to the regular roll call list. So we'll catch you next Saturday. Till then, have a good weekend.
Temperature 60.
Okay, let's do another round of visitors to the net. Suffix of your call sign twice phonetically, please.
60. Wind calm. Pressure 30.18 inches and rising. Roseburg, clear. Temperature 71.
Anybody at all, visitors or later missed, or anybody with a amateur radio license, suffix of your call sign phonetically, please.
Troutdale, clear.
Alpha, Juliet, Romeo. Alpha, Juliet, Romeo.
Delta, Mike, Oscar. Delta, Mike, Oscar.
Wind west at 15, gusting to 24.
Uniform Charlie X-ray, Uniform Charlie X-ray.
Pendleton, clear. Temperature 67. Wind southwest at 9. Pressure...
Start, but there's a white SUV going at high rate of speed.
Well, I'm going to go with
Are you trying to catch up?
Dancing Queen, please.
I'm just...
ABA, thank you very much. 7-3 all from Mosley 76HJR David in Orange, the city with the
miles an hour. Sunday night, clear. Lows 55 to 60.
What's it?
David, and now we have Lewis, Los Angeles, KN6DMO.
Shifting to the northwest after midnight. Monday, sunny. Highs 85 to 90.
Hey, good evening, Ronald and Annette. This is KN6DMO. We go with Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, ABC.
Lows
and
lower
in the net.
50s.
Back to net control.
Northwest wind 5 to 15 miles an hour. Gusts to 25 miles an hour in the evening.
168, you can just make it info if anybody happens to see it.
Tonight,
58.
Sunday, 84.
Okay,
Sorry, you were continuing
down. It's not the right time. Just wait a little bit. We'll give you another chance, but we're trying to call
Big Bobby,
given their Just hang in there. Robbie, I'm trying to find you in here, but I can't find you.
on there, it's a white vehicle.
Just a UCS. Let me have your phone calls.
I only caught the first three. It was like 466.
High 75 to 80.
All righty, Ronald. Good to hear you out there. Robbie here in Tokyo. Full call sign is Julie at Foxtrot 1.
165, show me at Division.
And I'm going to go ABC. Easiest ABC for me. And thanks for doing the net. And great enjoying hearing.
If you see it, it was going at a high rate of speed on all reads, and it ran the red light at 201 in Houston.
Have a good one there. Stay safe. Be well. Be happy. J1 UCX back to control. Or the night controller, as somebody says. I like it. Night controller. Over to you.
Southwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs around 85. West wind 5 to 10
Rude
miles
just
an
stepped
hour.
on both of my keyboards and he messed both computers up. You.
Southwest wind 5
He messed up the one I talk into for the net, and then he messed up the spreadsheet too. Just because he wants to be curious, the little bugger. Okay, thanks, Robbie. We got you down, and we're going to move you over there.
Monday night, mostly
for
clear.
next week's visitors.
Around 55. West
Thanks
wind
for coming
5
back
to 10
by.
miles an hour.
We got you there.
20 mile an hour in the evening.
Now, who else?
Tuesday, partly cloudy in the morning.
That's it for now. Let's do the last call. Anybody at all? Suffix if your call sign phonetically, please.
High and low temperatures at Cascade Locks. Tonight, 56. Sunday, 83. Sunday night, 60. And Monday, 87. Forecast for the foothills.
Now, that would be you, the person in Meadow area. Now is your chance. Suffix of your call sign, please.
Northeast wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday, sunny. High 75 to 80. Northwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear.
165.
Lows around 55. Northeast wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Gusts to 20 miles.
I think I have the SUV here at Northwest 12.
Clear.
094 Northwest 12.
Northwest
165 can get you that way.
15 miles an hour after midnight. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs 70 to 75.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Hey, 169, did you have a stop there?
Robert. Where are you from,
I
Robert?
do.
And your answers?
Free air freezing level 16,000 feet. North wind 5 to 10
Break
miles an hour.
168. There's a fire starting 181 behind the shell.
Wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday night.
168, we have an engine on their way. It looks like they were seeing something on fire. Can you see what it is? Possibly a dumpster?
If it's a handheld
It's actually in the Giuseppe's lot.
and get close to a window, or if you're outside, as high as you can get, and let's get some information. I got your name, I got your call sign, what are your answers, and your location.
69, I'm with 65.
5 to 15 miles an hour.
Copy, 69, 65. One for you. Did you say you were going over to fire?
It is a
Okay, that was just gargled up. There was nothing there. But let me say this. I have your call sign.
Have your
So
engine
we'll put you
coming
in
down
the
dark now.
visitor section, give you the trend, and come back next Saturday. But have a better way in because we can't hear you. We want you to be on the list, but you're going to have to improve your signal. So thank you very much. Well, that's it. That's a wrap for the net tonight. Anybody else who had trouble getting in, you can always email me at kboydget@yahoo.com, or you can use bigroups.io and get the question that way. So 141 on the page.
168, tack 1, please.
Let's see, we have a couple more here. And emails about 8 more emails. It's not a record, but it's going to be over 150. So, thanks, folks. The correct answers were the trend, obviously. And they were kind of easy to Google, too. So, anyway, ABC, now let's pause and let station disconnect.
High and low temperatures at Astoria. Tonight, 53. Sunday, 70. Sunday night, 55. And Monday, 69. 12 a.m. Columbia River, Buoy 29 report.
He's climbing all over. He's trying to get the trees. He's trying to knock over the tree bucket. It's like crack for cats. So ABC, questions. Where are you? Question number 1. La Paz, Bolivia has the distinction of a world capital, the highest world capital. Question number 2, the brown paper made these grocery bags is graph paper was from Germany. The German word for strength.
Have your plating code words 136.
And similar to Purple Heart, the medal given to Canadian military personnel who are wounded or killed after October 7, 2001 is called the Sacrifice Medal. So ABC. Trend of ABC, same one as last night. Thank you for checking in. If anybody missed checking in, just email me and we'll make sure you get paid for it. So this is Ronald Capewood, GET. The system back to normal and direct use. Thank you guys, and we'll catch you next week. Capewood, GET.
Wind waves north 4 feet at 6 seconds. Northwest swell 7 feet at 12
Thanks for
seconds.
visiting the Wind System Reflector.
North
Lake
wind 20
off.
to 25 knots. Gusts to 30 knots in the evening. Wind waves north 5 feet at 7 seconds. Northwest swell 6 feet at 12 seconds. Monday, north wind 15 to 20 knots. Gusts at 25 knots, becoming 20 knots in the afternoon. Isolated stronger gusts possible south of Tillamook Bay. Wind waves north 4 feet at 5 seconds. Northwest swell 6 feet at 11 seconds. Monday night,
I'm purple over here.
15 to 20 knots.
Copy code 4.
Wind waves
0037.
northwest 4 feet at 5 seconds. Northwest swell 8 feet at 11 seconds. Forecast for the waters from Cape Shorewater, Washington to Cascade afternoon. Rest of tonight, north wind 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 20 knots. Wind waves north 4 feet at 5 seconds. Northwest swell 6 feet at 9 seconds. Sunday, north wind 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 25 knots, rising to 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30 knots in the afternoon. Wind waves north 4 feet